Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Men of Yoshiwara Kikuya, or Gyakuten Yoshiwara. We are still on Tokiwa's trail, and we are on Chapter 9 with him, The Serious Love. So sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. A few banquets passed before the courtesan's procession, and today was the 5th day. I was once again walking to Yoshiwara today. Though Yoshiwara displayed its usual crowds, the rumors from the people reached my ears. Did you hear about Kikuya? I heard there's a great gentleman replacing the top gentleman Takeo. Isn't that green-eyed Tokiwa-sama? I've heard he's had a big, extravagant banquet every night. He must be such a handsome guy. I'd love to see him, even if it's just a glimpse. Talk of the banquets spread all over Yoshiwara, making Tokiwa and Kikuya more famous. I then left the place and rushed to Kikuya. When I got to Kikuya, the entrance was surrounded by spectators. Were they trying to see Tokiwa-san? I made my way through the crowd of people and went inside Kikuya.
Well, Misao. I've been expecting you tonight, too.
The inside of Kikuya was also crowded, and Iroha welcomed me in a very good mood. There are so many people here.
I pulled a few tricks to spread the rumor, but this is all thanks to your help, Misao-san. As manager of Kikuya, I have no words to express my deep gratitude.
Just then, I heard the sound of footsteps from upstairs.
Misao, you're late.
Tokiwa-san shouted in a high-spirited voice and came down to the entrance. Oh, what beautiful eyes! And they're just as I saw in the ukiyo-e painting. Gasps of admiration out of the mouths of the clients that saw Tokiwa-san. Tokiwa-san covered my ears with his hands.
Thanks to your help, this has become a very large rumor. Now it seems like our plan will go well.
Tokiwa-san grinned proudly.
Well, the banquet has already been prepared for today, so please come to the parlor room.
Yes. And so I was taken to the parlor room. A famous dancer was called for today's banquet, and it was truly gorgeous.
Misao, you drink sake smoothly. Why don't you have one more?
Tokiwa-san poured sake into my empty cup. Thank you. Surrounded by many gentlemen, the banquet went on in an extravagant manner tonight, too. As the banquet hit its climax, the sliding door was opened with a flash. Everyone naturally looked at the door.
I'm coming in.
Takeo-san was entering the parlor room, accompanied by young boys.
Takeo, why are you coming in here with all these people?
Well, I'm not coming here to complain, so it's all right for me to stay here for a bit, right? Takeo-san touched his chin to sign for something, and following this, the young boys waited behind him, put out sweets from overseas, one by one in each seat. Tokiwa-san opened his eyes widely to react to this unexpected turn of events.
What is this?
The rumors of you have gone quite a bit, so these are gifts from me.
From you? That's pretty rare.
It's originally because I insisted on doing things my way. Your level is still far behind me, but if the rumors are this big, I can't ignore that.
Takeo, you always say more than needs to be said.
You do too. Takeo-san smoked his pipe in high spirits and sent a flirtatious glance my way. Miss, for you to raise him up to a man of this level makes you a good woman. Well, enjoy. Sorry to bother you guys. After he finished saying what he wanted to say, Takeo-san left the parlor room.
What was that? It feels weird for him to acknowledge my superiority.
Tokiwa-san scratched his cheeks with his nails, like he felt itchy. But he didn't look happy somehow. I'll say... I guess he has a good side too? I don't know if that was a trick or not. I guess Takeo has a good side too.
You've got to be kidding me. But I guess it doesn't bring me displeasure. Really, this is all thanks to you, Misao.
As long as I can help you, that's enough for me. He gave us all these rare sweets, and this is a banquet, so let's enjoy ourselves.
That's true, but...
Tokiwa-san suddenly lowered his voice and brought his face close to my ear.
I actually want to be alone with you now, Misao.
He showed me an alluring smile and then slowly entangled his fingers with mine. Tokiwa-san! I felt my cheeks becoming hot and quickly looked down. We finished the banquet after midnight, and then Tokiwa and I decided to go to bed. As soon as we went to bed, Tokiwa-san hugged me tightly. Tokiwa-san? He put his nose into my collarbone, which tickled me and made my body squirm.
It's finally just the two of us. I like the crowds of the banquet, but spending time alone with the woman I love is best. Well, miss?
Tokiwa-san carried me in his arms and put me down on the bed. We sat down shoulder to shoulder, and our lips were naturally drawn together in a quiet kiss.
Misao, your face is bright red. It's cute.
As he smiled at a close distance, I couldn't look away from his beautifully shining green eyes.
Even though we've seen each other so many times, you're still innocent, Misao. I'm happy.
He kissed my cheek lightly. I love this person. My heart started to beat faster and faster.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have something to give you today, Misao.
Tokiwa-san searched his chest pocket and pulled out a small package. What is that?
What do you think?
He put it into my hand, then covered my hand with his hand.
There you go, a present from me to you. I still haven't said thanks for the hairpin you gave me before.
A present? What's inside?
Open it.
Yes. After he said that, I opened the fabric. This is... Inside of the package, there was a bracelet made from small, clear, shining pieces of jade. It's beautiful. And these stones, they're the same color as Tokiwa-san's eyes.
Yes, I especially ordered them from the mainland, the color of my eyes. Misao, if you said you like it, then I feel it's not a bad thing. Do you like it?
Thank you. I love this color so much. It's the same color as the eyes of Tokiwa-san's, who I love so much.
When you say that, it makes me feel a little embarrassed, though. I will put it on you, Misao. Please, put out your hand.
Yes. I felt excited to put my hand out. Tokiwa-san put the bracelet on me with his skillful fingers. And voila! Tokiwa-san took my hand after that, and he put my hand up close to his face. He pushed his lips to my palm. The soft touch of his lips made my heart skip a beat.
When you compare them closely, they look like a matching pair, right?
His green eyes and the bracelet's stones shined with the same light under the lantern. They do. Tokiwa-san's eyes were more beautiful, though. That's what I thought.
I want to paint you with more of my color, Misao. I want to touch you like this and kiss you, and I want you to become mine now.
His lips traced a line from the palm of my hand to my wrist that shined with jade. Tokiwa-san. His half-open lips that traced my thin skin and his green eyes. I could see just a fragment of lust hidden deep inside those eyes.
Men are vile creatures. I said I didn't want to hurt you, but I still want to sleep with you.
His eyes that stared at me swayed with confusion and lust. I imagined that he was trying not to hurt me, but I felt impatient with his kindness. The 7th day was approaching. After the courtesan's procession ended, I wouldn't be able to see him again.
Misao.
I wished he would take me away if possible. I wanted to drive this burning, vivid memory into my heart. Tokiwa-san. I gently put my body into Tokiwa-san's.
Misao. Seriously, love is scary. A single word from you drives me crazy.
Suddenly, Tokiwa-san pushed my body down on the bed, and he kissed me in the deepest way that I've ever known.
Misao.
His kiss was incredibly deep. It was as if he were searching everything inside my mouth. It was like he just forgot about how to breathe. He devoured me like a starving animal. Tokiwa-san wanted me. In my entire life up until now, has someone ever wanted my being this much?
Misao.
He covered my cheeks with both his hands and called my name with a hot sigh. The man who was longingly calling my name, the man who I fell in love with. Why was he a captive gentleman? His beautiful hair and face was a mess now, but he didn't care at all, and his lips still wanted me passionately. But the time when I would have to say goodbye was approaching. He had me caught like I was in a spider's web. The more he wanted me, the more I didn't want to leave. As he devoured my lips, Tokiwa-san's long fingers rolled up the edge of my clothing. Ugh! With skilled movements, he started to trace over my thighs. The image of his white, well-maintained fingers suddenly came to my mind.
Misao.
The hand of the person that I love so much was crawling on my skin. It's hot. His hands were burning hot. The wet sounds of our kiss and the dry sounds of our clothes rubbing. We were melting in the quiet darkness. He didn't do more than that. He was just tracing over my body with his hands. But it still seemed that was enough to make my heart melt. I wonder how long it was that he wanted me. My lips were released, and we both breathed roughly and repeatedly.
Misao?
He stared at me with eyes that longingly scanned me over. I didn't want to leave him. I didn't want to leave him. I said the same words many times in my mind.
Indeed. What happened to me?
Huh?
When our skin overlaps like this, Misao, I feel like I'm not myself.
Tokiwa-san. I was also thinking only of Tokiwa-san every day. If not, then why will this goodbye be so painful?
I feel so lonely when morning comes. I'm Tokiwa-sama, who spent countless nights with women. But I always feel that I don't want you to go. Oh, Misao. But no matter how much I struggle, I can't go outside of the red light district. I wish I could have met you in a different way.
If he wasn't a gentleman of the night, if we could have just met somewhere else other than this island, then would I not have to feel these painful emotions?
It sounds depressing, doesn't it? We'll be okay, because you can buy me every night like this, Misao. There are no problems.
Tokiwa-san, who didn't know the truth, hugged me and smiled a little. I couldn't say anything. I looked away from Tokiwa-san's glance and looked down slightly.
What's wrong?
I think I'll say I'm sorry. Maybe that'll lead into a confession. I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing, Misao? Do you actually not like this? I said I didn't want to hurt you, but I still did something like this.
No, that's not it. That's not what I mean.
Misao?
Of course I couldn't tell him. I wasn't from a rich family at all. I couldn't tell him. And on the 7th night, I headed to Kikuya while holding the complicated feelings in my heart. I went down the main street and stopped in front of Kikuya. Within the red-painted gates, gentlemen displayed their beauty. Of course, Tokiwa-san, whom I bought for the night, wasn't there. Tokiwa-san. When I saw the gentlemen within the gates here for the first time, I just thought they were beautiful. I didn't know what it meant that they were captive. I wished to be touched. The gentlemen within these gates have pain. I shouldn't have touched him so easily. Even if I could let a canary out to the sky, I couldn't guarantee what would happen afterwards. After this night ended, I wouldn't be able to meet with Tokiwa-san anymore. Even though Tokiwa-san didn't know the truth, I made up my mind and entered Kikuya. My final night had just begun. Chapter 10, On the Eve. Tonight's banquet was especially gorgeous. All the performances, the sake, the dishes, and the beautiful gentlemen who colored the banquet. It was the most extravagant banquet since Kikuya's inception.
Misao, it's all thanks to you. Thank you.
Tokiwa-san bowed to me respectfully. Oh, no,
No, say no more. You've made me into a real man.
Tokiwa-san.
I also want to think that way.
He was the man I love so much. He was the man who taught me for the first time what love is.
The big banquets end tonight, don't they? Let's go out with a bang and fully enjoy ourselves.
Tokiwa-san was sitting with his knees straight up next to me. He smelled of confidence and pride. He looked totally different from the way he did a few days ago. If that's the case, I had to smile until the end tonight. Yes, Tokiwa-san.
On this occasion, I must present you with my serious dance.
In front of the line of gentlemen and performers, Tokiwa-san pulled his fan out of his chest pocket and opened it all at once.
Wow! As a special treat, I will also let you guys listen to my singing tonight.
Tokiwa-san stood up in the center of the parlor room. It looked like a single beautiful flower had bloomed. The atmosphere in this room suddenly changed into something gorgeous. A strong but transparent voice rang throughout the room over the sounds of the shamisen. And his dance was sensual and mesmerizing. Tokiwa-san, you're amazing. He would sometimes cast a flirtatious glance at me, and it made me feel as if he were inviting me. After Tokiwa-san finished his dancing and singing, the room was filled with great applause.
I haven't showed you my serious dance since the first day we met.
He came back to his seat next to me and sat down. He smiled confidently.
What do you think? Have you fallen in love with me all over again, haven't you?
He asked for my impression, and Alright, I'll say it. I've fallen in love with you all over again. Yes, I've fallen in love with you all over again.
Right? Even though I've said it before, I felt embarrassed when you said it to me directly.
Tokiwa-san covered his mouth with his hand and chuckled. In the middle of the banquet, I went to the toilet, and when done, I headed back to the parlor room. On my way back, I heard some gentlemen talking in front of the parlor room.
Only Tokiwa could dance so well. After that good client came, his performing skills improved.
Not only his performing skills, I heard he also got clients from the rumors that spread.
Wow, he's already got such a client, but is still so popular.
I didn't know that. But when I think about it, it seems only natural. I was going to disappear from here after tonight. I shouldn't think about it right now. I felt a bit sad and went back to the parlor room where the banquet continued. When I went back to the parlor room, Tokiwa-san was surrounded by young gentlemen.
Would you teach us how to dance and sing next time?
Your dance is just amazing. Is there some sort of trick to it?
When I have time, I'll teach you guys. The secret technique behind my dance is love.
Tokiwa-san continued to talk proudly at the center of the circle of people.
Misao, you're back.
He noticed me and asked me to sit down next to him. He became really popular among the clients, and other gentlemen respected him too. If that's the case, Tokiwa-san would be okay. If I could never come here again after tonight. Tokiwa-san looked into my face and put his hand over my face to comb my bangs.
Did something happen to you?
Oh no, it's nothing. Tokiwa-san, it seems that everyone likes you.
If people admire me, it just makes me want to talk to them more.
Because you're so kind, Tokiwa-san.
When I'm with you, Misao, you naturally soften my feelings.
He combed my hair with caring movements. When he was kind to me, it made me feel even sadder. I may never see him again. And so I wanted to smile to the end, so I put a huge smile on my face.
I really love your smile, Misao. When you smile at me, it makes me so very happy.
Me too. I feel warm in my heart. I had to smile. Whenever I thought so, I felt pain in my heart.
Please look forward to seeing me in the courtesan's procession tomorrow. I'll show a great courtesan's procession that will make everyone stop and admire me.
Yes.
Hey, guys, entertain this lady more.
Tokiwa-san stood up and shouted in a lively voice, and the banquet showed more of its gorgeousness and continued late into the night.
Today's banquet was the best banquet ever.
As we passed into the late night, we moved to the bedroom. Tokiwa-san held me into his chest and lay down.
I heard that the rumor about me made me the talk of the town in Yoshiwara and elsewhere. Is it true?
Yes, I saw you were in the newspaper too.
It means that everyone acknowledges me. Tokiwa-sama, I'm happy.
He seemed to be really happy and smiled more.
Tomorrow's Koda-san procession will be a sight, Misao. Everyone in Tokiwa is preparing for it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
To our surprise, the street killer may strike then.
Don't say such things.
Are you worried about me? But it will be okay. Yuraha-san will take care of that. If he tried to kill me, it's proof that I'm the top gentleman, right?
But
I should have learned some sword skills like Kagura. If I could beat him in a brilliant manner, it would be so cool.
Tokiwa-san leisurely laughed next to me. I understood that the courtesan's procession was all that was on Tokiwa's mind now. But I felt pain in my heart and couldn't say anything. Tonight was the last night that we would be able to spend time together. Tokiwa-san, I wanted to forget the reality that was coming before me. Before I knew it, I flung myself into Tokiwa-san's chest and held on to him.
Misao? Your body is so warm.
Tokiwa-san put his arms around my back, and then he covered me entirely with his broad chest. Tokiwa-san, Tokiwa-san, I love you. I want to be with you. I don't want to leave you at all. My emotions surged forth from the bottom of my heart.
What happened, Misao?
Huh? Tokiwa-san wiped the corner of his eyes with his finger, and I finally noticed that I was crying.
You're right next to me. You don't have anything to cry about, do you? Hey.
Tokiwa-san kept holding my body and pressed his lips to my eye.
Your tears are salty, Misao.
Tokiwa-san. But whenever he was kind to me, the tears would spill from my eyes non-stop.
Oh no, my love is crying. I will be holding you in my chest like this tonight, so please stop crying, okay?
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry. You felt worried when I said that I'd be attacked in the middle of the procession, right?
Yes. I had no choice but to leave it at that. Tokiwa-san.
I'll be okay. Nothing terrible will happen.
I couldn't believe this would really be the end for us. I continued to cry quietly in Tokiwa-san's arms. Suddenly, something bright shined outside of my eyes. It was morning already? I thought tonight of all nights I would spend the night with him without sleeping. Did I cry myself to sleep yesterday night? Tokiwa-san was sleeping quietly in front of me. Tokiwa-san. In the end, I couldn't tell him the truth. I wished I could have had a memorable night tonight. Though I thought that it couldn't be because the night had already passed.
Your hand, Misao. It feels nice.
Oh, Before I knew it, I was stroking Tokiwa-san's head with my hand. His hair, which felt like feathers, tangled with my fingers.
Good morning. Have you already woken up?
Yes.
Are you going back home now?
No, I'll stay here a little bit more. A little bit more. Even if it's just a few hours more. I wanted to be with this person. Just a little bit more. Please let me stay like this.
Yes. I want to feel your warmth, too. I don't want you to go home.
Me neither.
I want to be with you more and more. Forever. I want to be with you.
He hugged me. After sleeping, Tokiwa-san's clothes were a mess, and his chest was exposed. He lusciously touched my neck.
Misao.
I felt nice when he stroked my head, so I closed my eyes. Tokiwa-san, my first love. I'll remember this warmth at least forever. I prepared myself to go, and I went down to the entrance with Tokiwa-san. Just then...
Yesterday was the biggest banquet ever. Thank you so much.
Yuraha-san narrowed his eyes when he saw us. He bowed to me more respectfully than ever before. No.
And tonight will finally be Tokiwa's courtesan procession. The amount that you paid for Tokiwa's nights goes up to yesterday, though. What's your plan after this? Oh, that's right. What are you going to do?
Well, their looks were painful. I couldn't tell a lie, though. Well,
What happened? Aren't you going to buy me again?
Tokiwa-san looked at me without any doubt in his eyes. How could I respond to that? Please wait for my... I don't know, what do I say? These are not intuitive at all. I'll say, please wait for my reply. Can you wait for my answer?
Well, that's unexpected. But since it's about tonight, I want you to tell me soon. Is it inconvenient for you? Misao?
His green eyes looked at my face quizzically. Tokiwa-san, I wanted to be forever by your side. I'm sorry, Tokiwa-san. I can't see you anymore.
What? What are you saying? What do you mean?
Tokiwa-san took my shoulders with a pale look on his face. His serious eyes pierced through me, but I couldn't even tell the truth. My heart creaked with pain. I have no choice. I can't buy your nights anymore.
Huh?
I didn't mean to lie to you, but I just felt that no matter what I said, it would just sound like an excuse. A single tear spilled from my eye. I'm sorry. I brushed his hand away and started to run away from there. And that's it for today's reading, our 2 chapters for the day. Please join us again for the next episode. I hope to see you in some of my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.